Is the Bharti AXA Life Growth Shield Plus plan truly a smart wealth building solution, or does it quietly lock investors into high cost and rigid structures? Let us find out the answer to this question through an in-depth analysis in this video. So hi there, welcome back to holisticinvestment.in, where we help individual investors like you to make the right financial and investment decision to reach your financial goals in a more faster and smarter way. Now before we analyze this policy, let us first understand a few basic details about it. So this is a unit-linked, non-participating individual life insurance plan. So some of the key features of the policy are your premium allocation charges, which are equivalent to 200% of the premium, are written between the 10th and 13th policy years, and 100% to 300% of the mortality charges are deducted during the policy term or added back to the fund value from the end of the 11th policy year. So loyalty additions calculated as a percentage of the fund value are credited to the fund at maturity, and this plan offers multiple premium payment options and policy terms, providing flexibility to suit different needs. So you can choose from 2 investment strategies along with multiple fund options based on your financial goals and risk return profile. So there are also tax benefits which may be available on your premiums paid and benefits received, which are subjected to prevailing tax laws. So these are some of the key features of the policy, and there are benefits like death benefit, maturity benefit, which will differ based on the benefits. And also, as a unit linked policy, they charge you with some of the charges like policy administration charges, premium allocation charge, mortality charge, fund management charge, and discontinuance charges. So moreover, some charges are deducted regularly throughout the policy term. So over time, these ongoing deductions can significantly erode your investment value and reduce long-term returns. And although this plan refunds some of the charges, it doesn't account for the time value of the money we have lost. So we have to consider this as a drawback as well. So some of the advantages are you get liquidity through partial withdrawals, which is available after the completion of the 5-year lock-in period, and the systematic withdrawal benefit allows automated partial withdrawals where a pre-decided amount periodically withdrawn from the policy's fund value. So using switch and premium redirection features, you can rebalance your asset allocation between equity and debt based on your evolving needs, and for enhanced protection, you can add optional riders by paying an additional premium as well. So these are some of the advantages. However, there are some disadvantages, like this plan comes with a 5-year lock-in period, restricting yearly access to funds. So only the net premium after deducting charges is actually invested. So the risk return trade-off is not favorable, making it less efficient as an investment tool. And loan facility is also not available under this plan, which limits liquidity in times of needs. So we need to consider all these drawbacks before deciding to invest in this policy. So now, as we have a basic idea about the policy, let us move on to the analysis part of the video, where we are going to conduct an IRR analysis based on the benefit illustration given in the policy brochure to help us make a more informed decision. So now, if you need to know more about certain aspects of the policy in detail, you can refer to the policy brochure as well. So for example purpose, let us assume that a 35-year-old male has opted for this policy with a sum assured of 70 lakhs. The annual premium is 1 lakh with a policy term of 30 years and a premium paying term of 10 years. So here the returns are projected at 2 assumed rates on the screen, which is 4% and 8% per annum. These figures are used only for example purpose. They are not guaranteed and do not represent the actual performance of the underlying funds, which may vary based on market conditions and investment decisions. This is just to show you how this policy can perform at worst and best case scenario as given in the policy brochure. At an assumed return of 4% per annum, the fund value at maturity is 9.83 lakhs, resulting in an IRR of negative 0.07% according to the policy's maturity calculator. So the negative IRR arises because the maturity value is lower than the total premiums paid. At an assumed return of 8% per annum, the fund value increases to 39.78 lakhs with an IRR of 5.52% as per the policy's maturity calculator. However, even at this higher assumed return, the outcome does not commensurate with the market-linked risk taken here. So in fact, the effective IRR under this plan is lower than what traditional debt instruments can potentially offer, despite involving higher risk and a lock-in period. So this defeats the primary objective of choosing a market-linked product. The plan fails to generate inflation-beating returns and may ultimately slow down your wealth creation process or even lead to a shortfall in meeting your financial goals when the funds are needed most. So now, as we know that this policy does not give us the desirable outcome that we need, let us move on to a comparative analysis, where we are going to take up an alternative approach in which we are going to separately invest in insurance and investment instead of bundling it up like how Bharti policy does. So we are going to use same or similar parameters from the previous example for a much more fairer comparison. So here for life cover, we have taken up a pure term life insurance policy with a sum assured of 75 lakhs, which is broadly comparable to the earlier example, and this would cost us approximately 24,650 rupees per year for a 35-year-old, assuming a 30-year policy term and a 10-year premium paying period. So this leaves us with 75,350 rupees annually available for investment. So depending on your risk appetite, suppose if you're a conservative investor, you may allocate this amount to debt instruments such as the Public Provident Fund (PPF), or if you're an aggressive investor, you can invest in equity instruments such as equity mutual funds to seek higher long-term returns. So investing 75,350 rupees per year in equity mutual funds through SIPs over 30 years can potentially accumulate a corpus of 1.42 crore. After accounting for long-term capital gains tax, the post-tax corpus works out to be approximately 1.26 crore, translating to a post-tax IRR of around 10.28%. The comparison here clearly highlights the inefficiency of combining insurance and investment in a single product. By keeping them separate, investors benefit from higher return potential, superior liquidity, greater flexibility, all of which are notably absent in the Bharti policy. And if you have any doubts regarding how we have calculated the tax for equity mutual fund, you can see that we have presented a small tabular column on the screen for your easy reference, which you can pause and see. So what is the final verdict then? Is investing in the Bharti AXA Life Growth Shield Plus plan worth it or not? So in this policy, premiums are paid either for a limited period or throughout the policy term. However, only a portion of the premium is actually invested, and that too after multiple charges are deducted. So although the plan offers to return certain charges, it fails to account for the time value of money lost. At maturity, you receive only the fund value, and in most scenarios, the return falls short of reasonable market expectations. So given the risk involved, such outcomes are hard to justify, and it also has a high agent commission. So a key contributor to this underperformance is the high cost structure, which steadily erodes the investment value over time. This is further compounded by poor liquidity as the fund remains locked in for an extended period. So as a result, this plan offers limited support for long-term wealth creation. At its core, the problem lies in combining insurance and investment into a single product, which leads to compromises on both fronts. So what would be a more effective strategy? An effective strategy will be to secure protection through a pure term life insurance policy at a relatively low cost while investing the remaining surplus in a well-diversified investment portfolio aligned with your financial goals. So to build a robust portfolio, investment decisions should be guided by your risk appetite, time horizon, and financial objectives.
You can definitely check out the blog post we have posted on our website through the link in the description. And if you want to gain more professional guidance through a professional financial planner, you can choose to book a one-on-one complimentary consultation with one of our professional financial planner through the link in the description. Also, if you want to gain more investment and financial insights through the leading experts in the finance industry, we also conduct regularly free live webinars through which you can register and gain these insights. The link is in the description. Also, if you like this video, definitely hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can come up with more such financially beneficial content for you. Thank you for watching.